Okay, for number one, you have a 5 by 5 by 5 cube with all of its faces painted red. It's cut into 125 cubes that are 1 by 1 by 1. Some of these cubes will have red faces. The cubes are placed into a bag and thoroughly mixed. One is drawn at random and rolled like a die. What is the probability that red face shows? Let me see, red face shows, assuming that all cubes are fair, okay? Would it be a fair die? All right, let's go to the whiteboard and try to visualize what they just said, all right? So I got this cube. It looks like this over here. Again, just trying to visualize what they said. Again, this is number one. This is my attempt to draw a cube. That's the cube. This is number one. What do? They paint the cube red. Let me get my red pen out, and I'm going to paint this thing red. This whole thing is, every side, all 6 sides are red now. All right, then what do? They cut it. They cut it up into a bunch of smaller cubes. So again, this is 5, this is 5, this is 5. And they start to cut it up. All right, I'm not saying the best job possible. Let me see, I'm going to try to do 5, right? All right, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, sorry about that. They cut it this way. I think you get the idea. And they do this around the whole object, by the way. This is not necessarily what I'm doing, by the way. I just want to make sure you understand. Do I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I did okay. All right. So you realize this was cut up, and like, for example, if I took the corner cubes, you realize that some of the sides are painted red. Some of the sides are not going to be painted, by the way, when you cut it up. Now, here comes the tough part. You want to know the probability that a red face will show. And again, this is a random selection. But before I do anything, I want to point out there's a certain number of cubes over here in the box. How many cubes would there be? There would be 5 times 5 times 5, 125 cubes. And these are the 1 by 1s. Right? And some of them have red faces, clearly looking at the picture. Some of them have red faces. So the question is, how many red faces will there be? But before I do that, I want to know how many faces there are. So if there's 125 cubes, each cube has 6 faces, by the way. So this is the number of faces. Well, let's write that down. So the probability space, there's 125 times 6 spaces. Now what I got to do is I got to count the red faces. This is going to be the probability of success, by the way. And the way I do that, I kind of look at this over here and I realize that, there's each side that's been painted, there's 25 of them, right? But how many sides are there? There's 6 of them, right? Every side, right? There's 6 of them. So let's write that down. 25 times 6. Again, the number of red faces, the total number of faces, by the way. Again, remember, we picked something out of the bag, we threw it, and this is going to be our probability of showing a red face now. Well, the 6's cancel, and 25 goes into 125 5 times. So the probability is 1/5, or if you prefer, you could put down 20%. Either answer is acceptable. Thank you.